Tracy Morgan spent 7 seasons across the street in Studio 8H as one of SNL's favorite cast members. And he rose to that height of comedy at 30 Rockefeller Plaza from the depths of poverty in Brooklyn and the Bronx. Over the last 5 years, Tracy has had to rise again. He very nearly died in a horrific highway accident where the van he was riding in was crushed by a tractor trailer. After a long, grueling recovery, Tracy is making us laugh again, starring with Tiffany Haddish and Cedric the Entertainer in the series The Last O.G., a comedy that has its roots in Morgan's real-life story. And as you're about to see, Tracy lives like an OG at his sprawling home outside New York, where he invited us for a Sunday Sitdown.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Tracy Morgan.
I love it. I'm happy to be in it for a minute.
Yeah.
To walk through the front door of Tracy Morgan's palatial home is to step into a universe all its own.
We have speakers in here, some love music on. You gotta be creative. Fellas, be creative. Role play.
This is a hell of a role play.
Gotta role play. I'm Jacques Cousteau. We're on a boat. This room right here is very special to me. Guess, you see the color and the shades?
Yeah.
Guess what it's based on? Vito Corleone's room, office. Guess what the very first words in The Godfather is? I believe in America. I'm gonna get a sign over my door. And then I'm gonna get a mortician to come in once a week just to kiss my hand and go, can I be your friend, Godfather?
The loud, loving, and completely unfiltered 50-year-old still has the spirit of the kid who got laughs growing up in New York City in the 1980s. Morgan's earliest comedy gigs were in front of the notoriously brutal crowds at the world-famous Apollo Theater in Harlem. It was there he was spotted by comedian Martin Lawrence, who hired Morgan for a role on his sitcom, Martin.
I got food stamps, I got incense, I got a Greyhound bus in the parking lot.
Saturday Night Live took note, and in 1996, the show's legendary creator, Lorne Michaels, called Morgan in for an audition.
And I was scared to death. Scared to death, but guess what? This young Tracy ain't had nothing to lose. I know if I land this, it's gonna change my kid's life. Change me and my kid's world.
They knew it was you.
Lorne Michaels is like my daddy. I love him. Like my father. My father died in 1987. And I just think that my father's gotten him. Take care of my boy.
Michaels hired Morgan, who became an audience favorite with characters like Brian Fellow.
I'm Brian Fellow.
That bird is a liar.
And Astronaut Jones. He also struck up a friendship with the show's head writer, Tina Fey.
What has she meant to you?
He trying to choke me up now. Tina Fey is my sister. When I was on Saturday Night Live and she came, she recognized my funny. That's when you start seeing Judge Judy and all those things. Me and her was probably brother and sister in the last life. We just picking up in this life.
After 7 seasons, Morgan left SNL to headline his own show. The Tracy Morgan Show ran for just 1 season, but Morgan soon would be reunited with his past life sister, Tina Fey.
You know what? Race card. Don't accept it.
On her comedy 30 Rock, Fey created the role of Tracy Jordan, based on Morgan's real-life persona.
I think your spending has gotten out of control.
Give me an example.
The part was a nod to the fact that it's often impossible to know where real-life Tracy ends and his characters begin.
Do you know who I am? Seriously, please tell me who I am.
That's the case again on the TBS series The Last O.G., where Tracy plays Trey Barker, a former drug dealer who returns home to a newly gentrified Brooklyn after doing 15 years in prison.
What happened to Brooklyn?
Morgan drew from his own life to create The Last O.G.
All right, so where do we pick it up season 2, Tracy?
This season is deep. It's emotional. You know, the comedy is there. That's going to be there when you got the talent that we have, me, Tiffany, Cedric. You got the talent. But the storyline is so grounded. It's real. It's ripped from my life. All of this stuff, really, you're going to meet my mother. My mother kicked me out of the house when I was 17 because she found my crack spot, my crack stash. You're going to see all of that.
When you read anything about your show, this is Tracy's life. These are things you wanted to say about your experience.
Well, the story has to be told.
Yeah.
You can't write it. That really happened with my first family. I became Tracy Morgan. I started leaving my wife behind, my first wife.
Morgan has 3 sons from his first marriage and a 5-year-old daughter with his wife Megan, who he married in 2015. 5 years ago, Morgan almost lost everything.
The Last O.G comes from my friend Jimmy Mack, who died in an accident, because he was an OG to me.
The accident happened in the early morning hours of June 7th, 2014. Morgan was a passenger traveling home from a comedy show when his vehicle was hit by a Walmart tractor trailer in a deadly multi-vehicle crash. His best friend, James Jimmy Mack McNair, was killed. Morgan was left in a coma for 8 days. Walmart later took responsibility for the crash and settled with Morgan.
What do we say in the Last O.G? Second chance is a beautiful thing, man. I know, I got hit by a truck. I wasn't supposed to walk away from that. That truck was doing 75 miles per hour.
Was there ever a point in your recovery where you thought, I may never return to comedy? I don't know if my brain
Every
works the
day,
same.
I was scared to death. Forget comedy. I never know if I was ever going. Well, it's bigger than comedy, man. I didn't know if I was going to walk again, man. I didn't know if I was going to talk again. I'm just living my life. One day at a time. That's all I'm doing.
Tracy Morgan has a habit of beating the odds. He grew up on welfare between parents in Brooklyn and the Bronx, spending his teen years caring for a sick father.
You grew up in the middle of the 80s of the AIDS epidemic, the crack epidemic.
Well, my dad died of AIDS.
I know. You had a lot of tragedy in your life.
My oldest brother was born with cerebral palsy. He's 2 years older than me, but he's my OG. Taught me who I am. Mom and dad broke up when I was 6. My mom's had to let him go. He didn't go to Vietnam a junkie. He came back that way.
So it's to compensate for what's happening in your life every day.
The tragedy. God didn't bless me with material. He blessed me with a sense of humor. If I can't laugh at it, I'm a cry. I'm done crying. So I don't feel fear. I face death. So when I wake up and I go hard, when I go to the show and I do shows, I go hard. Then I come home and I go harder as a dad and a husband. You know why I love my wife? Because I was on a couch for over a year and a half, and she never went nowhere. She's right there with me. Make something happen today. Forget about tomorrow or yesterday. It's over. Ain't nothing you can do about it. But the future, we could change.
Our thanks to Tracy for opening his home to us. I highly recommend a day at his place. You may have noticed the impressive trophy case between us during the interview. As we sat down, I noticed an Emmy, an Oscar, even a Heisman Trophy, none of which Tracy has won yet. When I asked about them, he explained simply, money talks. Season 2 of The Last O.G. premieres Tuesday night on TBS. To hear Tracy talk about how he treats his on-screen sister, Tiffany Haddish, like a real sister, fights and all, check out our web extras at today.com/Sunday. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sitdown podcast to hear an extended interview with Tracy Morgan. It is a wild one. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.